Rural Americans deserve access to the best of what our nation has to offer, especially healthcare. Across every state and every community, America's rural hospitals are the first line of defense, protecting our families, neighbors, and loved ones. No matter where you live, hospital care doesn't clock out. They're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Each year, America's over 5,000 hospitals care for millions of patients, providing 24/7 emergency care, delivering babies, cancer treatments, and other life-saving care that patients rely on. Behind every one of those patients are doctors, nurses, and caregivers working tirelessly to keep people healthy and safe. Hospitals are our community's lifelines. They employ our neighbors and keep our families healthy. But now, some in Congress are threatening access to care. Tell Congress, protect patient care to keep America strong. Don't cut rural health care.
The Dominic Carter Show. Entertaining and informative.
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And it is an interesting day. Dominic Carter here with you. The number to reach us on this Friday, 800-848-9222. Never before has a former president been questioned by a House committee, but it is happening today with Bill Clinton on Epstein. We'll get to that at the bottom of the hour. We'll take on that topic. And I want to begin, before we get to the New York Police Department, with this question. And indulge me, folks, for a moment. It's Friday. The question that Democrats have not been able to answer. It's a simple question. What is a woman? How do you define a woman? Well, appearing with Piers Morgan, Roseanne Barr, as only she could, in her no-nonsense style, answered the question. And I'd like to hear from some of you folks on this Friday. What is a woman? But this is Roseanne Barr.
What is a woman?
A woman is me. A woman is somebody whose breasts hang down to her stomach and who has a prolapsed uterus from giving birth to 5 ungrateful little bastards who have never had to work for a thing in their damn life. That's what a woman is.
Okay, Roseanne. Dominic Carter again with you folks. 800-848-9222. In between the NYPD and Bill Clinton and Epstein and Hillary Clinton, what is a woman? You tell me. We saw the Supreme Court nominee. Remember when she refused or couldn't answer? You had a woman sitting there and she couldn't answer the question herself. Well, somebody has to have some sanity. NYPD Commissioner Jessica Tisch said just a short time ago that she will not tolerate any attacks on her cops, period. This is after Mamdani and District Attorney Alvin Bragg has dismissed the assault charge against this knucklehead, this whatever you want to call him, who was part of this group that tossed icy snowballs at officers, NYPD officers. And of course, Mamdani excusing it as nothing more than just a prank. The police commissioner, and I told you she was going to do an outstanding job before she got the job when she came over from sanitation. There are some that said she couldn't do a good job because of her family background, her family, the Tisch family, their involvement in sports and so on. It was just something about this lady that I knew she was the real deal. And she's the only sanity we have left. Between the mayor, the district attorney, all we've got is the police commissioner, Jessica Tisch. And she says, when you wear this uniform and uphold the standards of the department, you deserve to be treated with respect. She told a group of police officers at a promotion ceremony just a short time ago, adding, the vast majority of New Yorkers know that. Yes, we do, Commissioner. They, referring to us, have deep appreciation for cops as individuals and for policing in general. She went on to say, don't allow the loudest voices in the room to erode the pride that you have in wearing the uniform and in protecting this city. As far as this nonsense of what's going on, no assault charge, this guy is doing a great job, and I'm referring to the PBA president, Patrick Hendry.
This individual threw a snowball packed with ice, blasted our police officer in the face. So why was an assault 2 charged? Why was harassment charged? Why do they feel that that didn't cause an injury to our police officer, which he clearly has an injury below his eye, the same eye that they talked about? Why is this being downplayed right now? We need answers, because it's clear as day right now, as we all know, that this was no few kids getting together snowball fight. This was an attack on the uniform that these police officers wear so proudly every day. They came after these police officers, pelting them with ice, rocks. The ice was packed with rocks. That's what they were doing. They followed them all the way to the van. So the notion that the mayor is putting off that this was just a few kids having a playful snowball fight, not true. Not true at all.
So that's the president of the PBA. Folks, you know who does an outstanding job in the city council of New York City? She's surrounded by all those nuts and those socialists, but she's the real deal. And that's Vicky Palladino. I would love to have a council member representing me like Vicky Palladino. And she appeared on television News Nation last night, calling a spade as it relates to this charge that was dismissed. No assault charge. They are smacking this kid, this child, when instead he's a punk and a savage. They're just smacking him on the wrist.
Vicky, I want to get to you first before we get to this tax issue. What is your response to these charges being dropped in the snowball fight by this kid, which clearly was committed by someone who has a long criminal record?
Well, first of all, what we're seeing once again is organized chaos. This is what you call a takeover mob. These cops were called in because of what they were doing in Washington Square Park. This was clearly a blatant lie. Mondani has showed his true colors once again when it comes to where he stands with our police. Alvin Bragg to drop the charges is, of course, once again a travesty, another shame. Our police officers, the PBA, the SBA, the DEA, all these unions came out in total, and the police commissioner condemning this. Anybody who makes light of this is absolutely out of their minds. This is what we call takeover culture. This is what is happening in New York now, whether it's in the nicer weather with the car meetups and what they do throughout the neighborhoods. In my neighborhood alone, we had a huge car takeover. Over 150 of them came into a quiet street and tore it apart, hospitalized one homeowner, set a car on fire. This is what's going on in New York.
So the councilwoman accurately describing what's going on, and she's right. You know, we have such a short selective memory. You look back to the drag racing. She was out there representing that issue. You've got these idiots out there racing the cars up and down the block. Remember they beat up the homeowners? Remember that one? Because he said, please get off my lawn. Attacked his wife. Remember that? That happened not a short time ago. Nobody did anything. So are we to be surprised that you throw snowballs at police officers when you look at the disrespect that just continues and continues and continues? So Mamdani was not available yesterday. He had a private meeting with President Trump. And I still can't put two and two together on this relationship between these two. The president has to be playing chess somewhere with this thing. in terms of Mamdani. But Mamdani did come back and talked about the fact that the Trump administration and this mayor, they're looking at the possibility of building some much needed housing together in New York City.
Before we speak about the Weeksville Heritage Center, I want to share a few words about my recent visit to the White House. Yesterday, I did something that I am truly reluctant to do. I left New York City. I traveled down to Washington, D.C. to meet with President Trump in the Oval Office. I have said time and again that our city faces an immense affordability crisis. It is felt by residents here in Weeksville, across Brooklyn, and across the 5 boroughs of the city that we all love and call home. And it is felt whenever New Yorkers try to find a place to live, go grocery shopping, put their kids in childcare, or even take public transit. Addressing this crisis was the focus of my meeting with the President. I proposed working together to build more than 12,000 new homes in our city, which would be the single largest housing development New York City has seen since 1973. The President was interested in the idea, and I look forward to the ensuing conversations about how to build more housing in a city that doesn't have enough of it.
Bottom line here, Mamdani, if you're involved, I'll believe it when I see it. 12,000 units. It would be great, but I'll believe it when I see it. Debbie Lebedo on my Twitter, on my X at Dominic TV, where you can follow me, post a comment there. Debbie says, Dominic TV, a woman is someone who can get pregnant and bear children. She has 2 X chromosomes, which is biological. She is God's creation to give man help. She is or can be the brains of the operation. Amen, Debbie. Thank you for that. Let's go to Gail, line 5, Westchester County. Gail, what's on your mind on this Friday?
Hey, Dominic. I was going to mention the pair of chromosomes, X chromosomes. You can't change that. You can wear a wig and cut off your penis, et cetera, et cetera.
God.
But you
or slice and dice it.
Your chromosomes. And that's why the woke Democrats don't talk about that.
Can you believe it's come to this, Gail?
I'm just holding on. I'm holding on for dear life. I don't know what's happening.
Welcome to the club, Gail. Thank you for the great telephone call. Let's go to Long Island. Andy on this Friday. Andy, welcome to the Dominic Carter Show.
Hey, Dominic, how you doing?
Good. Go right ahead, please.
Oh, I just wanted to comment on how come all these police unions and all you guys at ABC didn't comment when Trump pardoned all those J6 rioters that attacked the Capitol Police don't count?
So, were you born a hater, Andy, or you just became one lately?
I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get what you're saying either. So okay. So you're excusing that. So what happens when they smash you in the face with a snowball? Then what happens?
I think it's terrible. But why did you back Trump pardoning those J6 rioters?
Well, because he's the president, just like Obama and Clinton and Bush, the president of the United States, when we elect them, they have the discretion to do exactly that. And if you want to, I don't know why on a Friday, see, I was in a good mood until you just started, Andy. I was in a good mood until you just started. Why do people keep going back to January 6th? Why are you doing that?
Because the hypocrisy is unbelievable.
Dominic is done with you.
It is time for a break. We're coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show. Entertaining and informative.
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And we are back. Dominic Carter here with you, 800-848-9222. So I'm looking at my Twitter at my X, and Jimmy Fontanez. Jimmy says, simple answer, a woman is a biological female. It doesn't get easier than that. So the reason why I got annoyed with the first caller, Andy, and let me say, folks, I got to tell you something straight up. The more I do talk radio, the more I'm understanding that you just can't please some people. You could say A, B, C, D, but because their agenda is Z, they want to quickly take the conversation to Z. So we're talking about those savages that attacked the NYPD officers. And Andy goes, what about the people on January 6th? January 6th. One, I'm sick of talking about it, Andy, number one. Number two, when you do that, now I'm going to get a flood of telephone calls where people want to respond to you, and that meaning your January 6th topic, and that's not the topic today. So you took the show off course. Number three, I have said repeatedly and often, maybe you didn't hear it, Andy, that anyone that went into the Capitol or caused a major property damage to the Capitol, then it is what it is. The feds came after you, and that's that. That's it. But if you were there simply protesting at Ashley Babbitt, it's horrible what happened to that woman. But if you were there at the Capitol and you got caught up in this nonsense, and next thing you know, you're in isolation in jail, and you're looking at 2 to 3 years, that's horrible. It shouldn't happen to anybody. But you see, Andy, you just took the show off of course for 2 minutes because I'm talking about ABCD and you take the show to Z. Let's go to Lisa, Long Island, line 5. Lisa, what's on your mind?
Regarding the attack on the police, you know, I looked up the name of the one that was arrested because it was an unusual name, and it was from West Africa, typically Mali. And the point that I wanted to make is that in my experience, the Africans, it's a Muslim name, but whatever, the Africans that have come here, they expect their kids to comply. They want them to work. They want them to go to school, and they themselves are very hard workers. And what this shows you is that the exposure to our culture, even, presumably he did not grow up in a home like that. And so Lisa, this is the state that we're in. He learned it in school. He learned, yes, tell me.
You deserve a PhD. Because I couldn't have said it better. That's exactly what has happened. You have these individuals that come from other countries, but they get caught up in the dysfunction in the culture. And this kid has already a criminal. This man, the savage, he already has a criminal charge because he wants to be a YouTube superstar to show you. So he goes around harassing people. And this is what I call it the Kim Kardashian effect. She does a sex video and makes millions. She's a billionaire. And by the way, be careful when you order from her products, because I did so for my wife, and it's part of it makes me wonder if it's a scam. They never return money. You can't get anybody on the phone, but that's another story, and they're very expensive. That's another story for another day. But Lisa, I want you to finish. You're dead on accurate that they get caught up in the culture here and the dysfunction here. Please continue.
That's it, basically, because I'm sure he did not grow up in a single-parent home, etc. As I said, my experience with the Africans, the Christians is a separate issue. I mean, a good issue. But regardless, is that they are hard workers. They don't teach their kids, and they don't tolerate this crap. They don't. And
you are correct. You are correct, Lisa. You get the award of the day. Time for a break. We're coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show. Entertaining and informative.
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And history made today. Never before has a former president been questioned by a House committee, but it's happening today with Bill Clinton as it relates to Jeffrey Epstein. This part of a report from the Fox News Channel.
Well, we have
we're looking for soundbite 26.
This is the highest profile deposition in congressional history. Never before has a former president been deposed by a House committee. The former president met and even traveled with Jeffrey Epstein. Now, the Clintons, they have both demanded public hearings, and Hillary Clinton says that's now off the table. She says she was even asked in the deposition yesterday about UFOs.
I'm not going to do it again. They had a chance to do it in public, and I wish they had done it in public. They asked literally the same questions over and over again, which didn't seem to me to be very productive.
The House Oversight Committee subpoenaed Bill and Hillary Clinton last summer. They ducked appearing through the fall. The committee voted to hold them in contempt on a bipartisan basis. Democrats believe that hauling in former President Clinton gives them ammo to request an appearance by President Trump, especially if they flip the House in this fall's midterms.
This committee has now set a new precedent about talking to presidents and former presidents. And we're demanding immediately that we ask President Trump to testify in front of our committee and be deposed in front of oversight Republicans and Democrats. And that should happen immediately.
Now, one focus of the committee's questioning is on how Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell used connections to hide their wrongdoing. In her testimony yesterday, Hillary Clinton said she didn't know Epstein, but House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer says her testimony tees up questions for the former president today.
And so the former president testifying today, and as far as the chairman, Mr. Comer, something interesting happened just a short time ago, right? So the Democrats, they think that they have got President Trump, that at the end of the day, because I'm really, frankly, folks, I'm sick of this Epstein nonsense. It's much to do about nothing. I feel for the victims of him. But I know what this is about. This is about getting Trump. And Comer came out a short time ago and said that Bill Clinton testified that President Trump never said anything about Epstein. Basically, Bill Clinton clearing President Trump.
President Clinton said, that's for you to decide. And the president went on to say that the president, Trump, has never said anything to me to make me think he was involved, and he met with Epstein. So I know there's a lot of curiosity about President Trump. I thought that was an interesting thing that President Clinton said. So I'll let the Democrats have the podium and they can answer your questions, but we'll come.
So that's very interesting from the committee chair that Bill Clinton testifying that President Trump never said anything to him to make him believe that he was involved in Epstein. But, no matter what, Democrats want to get the president under oath on this. Good luck with that. I don't see that happening under any scenario, but never say never. Dominic Carter here with you folks. Here's one thing that I don't understand, right? So Morgan Freeman, he goes on, it's not MSNBC, it's MS Now. And no matter what you call it, you'll never have ratings because the product is garbage. I hate to put it that direct, but it is what it is. So Morgan Freeman, the actor, goes on last night, and what does he do? Of course, he's attacking President Trump.
Well, we have somebody sitting in the White House who's leading us down. I can't personally understand how a convicted felon, 34 felonious, is that word? Mm-hmm. Counts of wrongdoing gets to be president. How do you do that? I mean, you say, well, he was camped. I don't care. That ruling went down before he stepped into the Oval Office. So it just doesn't make sense to me.
Morgan Freeman, stick to playing God in the movies because you're not God in real life, and be careful about throwing stones. You know the stories that have been out there in print about you, Mr. Freeman. Be very, very careful in terms of your love interest being related to them. Be very, very careful. Dominic Carter here with you, 800-848-9222. Let's go to Milo. I believe it's Milo, line 1, Yorktown Heights. What's on your mind, sir?
Hey, Dominic. Just want to say you're doing a great job, man.
Thank you.
Rose coming on at 3 o'clock. But I want to see if I can get you to sing, though, to get you in a better mood. What do you think?
You want me to sing? You going to sing?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Are you going to sing?
Dominic?
Yes.
No, don't tell me you hung up.
I'm here. I didn't hang up on you. He hung up on us. Milo?
Oh, I didn't hang up on you. Hey, can you hear me now?
I heard you the entire time.
I didn't hear nothing from you. I'm sorry. I was probably on the Taconic on the dead spot.
Ah, okay, on the Taconic. Be careful. It can be very icy and slippery.
The roads are good. They do a good job.
Okay. So what is it you wanted to sing?
Oh, happy day.
Oh, happy days.
Yeah, sing it for me, baby. See, there you go. I want to hear you laugh, man. Forget about this common Andy and all these clowns.
Yeah, but you know what? But Andy calls up. He takes the show left. No matter what I say, I got to tell you, Milo, you can't please everybody in talk radio. You know, people have their agendas, and they don't want to hear fact. All he wants me to do is condemn January 6th. That's all he wants me to do with his agenda. And so, you know, it is what it is. And wait, let's see here. Is that the music in the background? Is that it? Is that it, Carlos? I don't hear the music. I don't hear any music. You got to turn that up, all the way up. No, that's Happy Days from the Fonz. See, you can tell you're from Greece. I'm not the Fonz. He's talking about, happy days. Oh, when Jesus, what is it? What is it, Milo? Help me.
Jesus was.
Right, when Jesus, I forgot the rest. Right, then, happy days. Can you please ask Philippe for helping there? He literally played the Fonz, happy days. But it got me to laugh, Milo. It looks, I wasn't in the mood to sing, but thank you for the call. Carlos tried. Hey, drive careful on the road, man. Thank you so much for the lovely call, and have a beautiful weekend. Let's see here. Let's see. Let's go to Dr. Bob in New Jersey on line 1. So, are you a medical doctor, Dr. Bob?
Yeah, hi. Is this Dominic?
Yes. Are you a medical doctor? You have me calling you Dr. Bob.
Yeah, I'm a chiropractor.
Okay, all right. Close enough. So what is it you want to talk about today?
I just wanted to say, first of all, you were right. You can't please everybody all the time. Bill Cosby years ago said, I don't know the key to success, but the key to failure is to try to please everybody all the time. But as far as going back to the definition of a woman, definitely XX chromosomes. Sometimes, Dominic, is also an XO chromosome called Turner syndrome, and male, of course, is XY. And some women can't bear children because of physiological problems, but biologically, XX or XO, okay?
Okay. And so what do you call the transgenders?
Transgender is a biological chromosome that they were born with.
Right. It is what it is. Thank you so much for the call. You have a lovely weekend. Let's go to line 5. Martin in Rockland County, New York. Sir, welcome to the Dominic Carter Show.
Dominic, how are you? Can you hear me okay?
Loud and clear. Please go ahead. When we do this, we're wasting valuable time.
Dominic, I'm a retired cop. I just wanted to step back to the cops that got assaulted with the so-called snowballs.
Okay.
A great idea is let's take Mayor Zoran, some of his deputy mayors, and let him run through the gauntlet with a couple of cops throwing the same snowballs at him. Let's see how the fun games are.
I love the idea.
With some of the cops, and let's build character and a closeness and a big bond.
Okay, so do me a favor. I don't want you to get anybody in trouble, and don't name names. But back in your day in law enforcement, if children, as Mamdani says, did something like that, what would happen? Oh, he's gone. I don't know what happened. Folks, we know what would happen. You would be hemmed up, NYPD style, handcuffed, long ride to the station house, beat down, and thrown into the worst cell. And when it came time to go to central booking for your arraignment, oops, you missed the last bus. I'm sorry. You can't be arraigned tonight. You've got to wait until tomorrow. Sorry. Good luck with that. Let's go to Rich, line 1, Westchester County. Rich, what's on your mind?
Dominic, I guess, dropping the felony assault charges on that rock/snowball thrower, I guess if you do that enough times, the next time you can say crime statistics are down, you can say assaults are down 10%, 15%, right?
Exactly, right? You can fudge the numbers and continue to do so. Are you surprised this happened, Rich?
Oh, not at all. Not at all. Bragg has a history of, you know how many hundreds or thousands of lesser cases that are either dropped or dismissed entirely or simply drop down the lesser charges? That's how you get everything. Oh, everything's better. Rapes are better and crime is better. Robberies, it's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous, but it's the world that we live in. But you know what? I'm a little disappointed in myself, Rich, because I knew this was going to happen, and I was sort of surprised. I guess I was hoping against hope. Were you surprised this happened? Meaning the dropping of the charge.
I think it was you last week that said, I'll bet this guy, when they capture any one of those 4 guys, I'll bet you they had prior criminal records. And you were right.
I can guarantee you that. I can guarantee you that part. Well, Rich, thank you, and you have a great weekend. Let's go to line 5. Dave in Westchester. Dave, what's on your mind?
I just want to give you props. I worked with your better half for 15 years. I want to give props to the place we work. The most wonderful professional woman I've ever met in my entire life. Former NYPD. I'm going to make a prediction right now. The commissioner will probably resign in the next 2 weeks.
You think so?
Yeah, because she can't stomach him. What he did was terribly wrong. And I tell you one thing, I retired.
I think, Dave, I think she's hanging on in spite of him. But go ahead.
Yeah, I doubt it. But you tell her, she knows who I am. Just tell her, Dave, she's a wonderful person. And the program, HEOP, made me the person I am today. So you're talking about the program where my wife was the director for a number of years at Manhattan College. That's right, and I worked with her there for 15 years, and she's
so
the most
tell her,
person.
Wait, how well did you work with her, Dave? Inquiring minds want to know.
I kept her safe for 15 years.
Oh, okay,
I made sure she got home safely.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice, Dave. I was messing with you. You didn't take the bait, but thank you. I will pass it on. I believe my wife is in Rockland right now with my son. What's that movie that's out today? Everybody's going to see this new movie. I forgot that. It's one of those scary movies that's stupid. But anyway, I will pass it on, Dave. Thank you for the great call. I see we have Gracie in Rockland County on line 1, but what I've got to do first, Gracie, is take a break. And when I come back, we'll go to your telephone call. We see all your calls, folks, on this Friday. I started out asking, the Supreme Court nominee at the time, she's now in the court. She refused to answer what is a woman. And so, considering Roseanne Barr put it out there in a way that only Roseanne can, I've asked the same question of you folks. So I'm going to ask Gracie when we come back. Time for a break. Stay with us.
The Dominic Carter Show. Entertaining and informative.
On the Red Apple Podcast Network. And now, it's time for the Tunnel to Towers Foundation Final Thoughts.
And the Tunnel to Towers Foundation final thoughts of the day. Folks, look at Mamdani as a learning experience. We've got, 3 years and 7 months to go? And then it's your turn to have this guy replaced. And anybody else that goes against your agenda, my agenda. Now, you see the noise you're hearing right now, and I'm trying to figure out how to turn this thing down. People like Liz in Florida, they got me good. I listened to them. How do I turn this thing down? So this noise, Liz says, take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. You have to take care of yourself. So I have a Dexcom G7. This thing, you put it in your arm to check your blood sugar level. And even though I turned down the sound, even though I put it on silence, you just heard this thing ring. So sometimes you get tired of wearing this thing. You got to change it every couple of days, like every 5, 6, 7 days, right? So I better just turn the phone off because this thing's going to keep ringing. So I haven't worn the thing for like a week. I'm tired, Liz. I'm tired of wearing this thing, right? And so the thing still rings. Even if you, and I'm trying to turn off my cell phone now and I can't, there we go. Even if you don't wear the thing, it still rings like a week later to force you to, I guess that's a good thing. I guess. So a number of you, focused on that song, Oh Happy Day. And I think this is the right version. That's the right version, Carlos. Turn it up. It's Friday, man. Turn it up. I feel like I'm in church. I'm ready to receive the message. Oh, brothers and sisters. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. I like this. Oh, happy day. Mom Donnie, you got 3 years and 7 months, and then it's bye-bye. Bye-bye. You can do what you're going to do for 3 years and 7 months. 7 months, Mom Donnie, and then your time is up. You'll be gone. I like the chorus. I like this, Carlos. I like it. You folks, do you feel like you're in church? I want you to dance with me. If you're in your car, they're going to think you're crazy, the people in the car next to you, but so what? Say you're listening to the Dominic Carter Show and he's crazy. Oh, happy days. Then they bring it down. I got to listen to this part. Oh, happy days when Jesus walked. This is the best part of the song. This is the best part, Carlos. This is the best part. What's Philippe doing? I can't see him on the other side of the glass. Where's your homeboy, Philippe? Happy days. All right, let's go back to your telephone calls. Gracie, line 1, Rockland County. Gracie, answer this for me. What's a woman?
XX chromosomes. If you have XX, you're a woman. But that's logical. But the thing is with Democrats, they never answer a question directly. If they answer the question, they introduce something that has nothing to do with the question. And the third thing they do is they try to put you on the defensive, like Andy did. Let's leave it at that. I could have poked holes in that with all of them. You could poke holes. And listen, happy days. I'll be honest, I never heard of that version. I have okay. Now. You know I can't sing. Happy days are here again.
You go, Gracie.
Skies above
you go, Gracie.
Here again. Let us sing a song of cheer
Gracie.
again. Happy days are here at last. And when you're on, Gracie. Dominic, it really is. And you better be good with the machine. All right? All right?
Oh.
Please.
You were good. You did good until you mentioned that damn machine, Gracie.
I know, but we worry about we're your Knicks, you know, Dom and his Knicks.
Yeah. You, Liz in Florida. Liz is always on my back. Take care of yourself. Eat this, eat that, eat this, eat that, eat this, eat that. I can't eat anything that Liz tells me. I mean, I can't have a burger. I can't have fries. Then I get stressed out. Then Andy takes the show in a different direction and I lose it. Gracie, we're almost completely out of time. I want you to do me a favor and have a great weekend. Can you do that for me, Gracie?
I will, and you too, and you could cheat once a week. That's all. Be careful, please.
Gracie says I can cheat. Thank you, Gracie.
Once a week.
Thank you, Gracie. Folks, never forget, that's the commitment America made on 9/11. You can honor it by donating $11 a month to the Tunnel to Towers and amplify your impact with a car or land donation. Go to T2T.org. T2T.org. Have a great weekend.
Thanks for listening to The Dominic Carter Show. You can hear The Dominic Carter Show weekdays at 3 p.m. and Monday through Thursday at midnight and Sunday starting at 11 p.m. on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends, and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode, so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?
Rural Americans deserve access to the best of what our nation has to offer, especially healthcare. Across every state and every community, America's rural hospitals are the first line of defense, protecting our families, neighbors, and loved ones. No matter where you live, hospital care doesn't clock out. They're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Each year, America's over 5,000 hospitals care for millions of patients, providing 24/7 emergency care, delivering babies, cancer treatments, and other life-saving care that patients rely on. Behind every one of those patients are doctors, nurses, and caregivers working tirelessly to keep people healthy and safe. Hospitals are our community's lifelines. They employ our neighbors and keep our families healthy. But now, some in Congress are threatening access to care. Tell Congress, protect patient care to keep America strong. Don't cut rural health care.